Hey everyone, my name is Hunter Molzen. For those who don't know who I am, I've been working in e-commerce since 2009. First as a UI UX engineer focused on front-end conversion rate optimization before starting my own e-commerce businesses. That culminated in launching a Kickstarter in 2014 for what I thought was going to be a side project called Barbell Apparel. We were fortunate that went viral, and then we began to bootstrap that business. Bootstrapped it to over $60 million in cumulative sales at an 8-figure run rate. And the reason I say that is because building that company from the ground up, I've had kind of the unique benefit of putting together, architecting, hiring, building all aspects of the marketing organization from the ground up myself. So initially I did everything from the paid marketing on Google, Meta, other channels, the influencer marketing, the content strategy, the own marketing, email and SMS strategy, the website optimization, all of it. And so over the years, I feel like I've developed a fairly unique perspective on how all of those things tie together to create a profitable and scalable e-commerce business. For a long time, scaling the business, I was kind of plagued with the feeling that there was something I was missing, right? How were other companies able to scale and I was not, right? And really over time, it comes down to either two things, right? If another company is outperforming us or mine or yours, either they have a pile of money from somewhere, right? Like previously existing wealth, debt, venture capital, something like that, or they're simply just better at running the business. And really, the truth is that there's no silver bullets that make those other bootstrapped companies any better than yours. The truth is the things that make your business scalable, profitable, easy to run are usually single-digit improvement places in like 10 or 20 different places, right? And when I tell people this stuff, they're like, well, this is boring. If I improve this area by 2%, how's that going to change the business? But it's not about improving one area by 2%. It's about improving 10 or 20 areas by 2%. And when you look at the fact that most e-com companies are going to be fortunate to throw off 20% net profit by the end of the year, you can imagine that if I improve 10 areas by 20% or by 2%, that's a massive improvement, right? Like you're getting a 20% lift on the bottom line by just chipping away at incremental improvements across the board. And so I wanted to put together some resources to clearly communicate this stuff to people. And so we'll start with this. I put together this resource, which is still a work in progress, so I'll make it available to people, but it may get edited past this point. But I call it the Pillars of Profitable E-Commerce. And really, it's just 6 pillars that I think encompass most of the things you need to focus on for optimizing your business and making your e-commerce run profitably. I have a 45, 50-minute video that covers all of these things in depth. If you want to watch that, I think it'd be worth your time. I've tried to distill 15 years of experience into a 50-minute video and give you as much value as possible in that short time window. So if you want to commit to watching that, it's free. You go and watch it. I think that you hopefully get a lot from it. But really, we're just covering, again, these 6 pillars that encapsulate all of the things you should be optimizing to make your business run well. The first being market positioning, how to make your business actually matter, how do we make our product stand out from the crowd and actually fulfill core motivations, core needs in a customer's life. How do we build a marketing strategy from the ground up? I have another resource here that I'll include called the Marketing Priority Pyramid that kind of goes over where you start and where you end. And this is structured in a way to where the bottom part of the pyramid impacts the costs of everything above it. So the front end offer, your email, your own marketing system, impacts the paid media. All of these things kind of feed down into the website and purchase themselves. And so really missing any piece of the pyramid just makes everything else more expensive. So if we go to shovel a bunch of money into Facebook and we're like, hey, this is too expensive, it costs me way too much money to get a customer on Facebook. Well, the things below it are what effectively reduce that blended cost of customer acquisition. And so just, if I came out with a brand new e-com company with an amazing product and just started plowing money into Facebook without optimizing these things below on the pyramid, my CPA is going to be 50, 60, 100% more than it otherwise would be if I had this stuff dialed in. My average orders value is going to be lower, my ROAS is going to be worse. And so really, it's important to build your marketing organization from the ground up, making sure that all of these things are at least well-tuned before you go pile a bunch of money into Facebook, Google, or other paid initiatives. And then on an ongoing basis, we're always still optimizing, testing, trying to get those incremental improvements out of these other areas, right? The other thing that really impacts business is planning your marketing calendar out in advance, right? At the end of the year, right, the end of 2023, I'm planning out 2024 basically the entire year in advance. Now, stuff changes, right? Boats tip over in the ocean, geopolitical conflict causes production delays, material availability can cause other issues. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen that cause delays on the calendar. But still, by planning it all out in advance, you can have a clear idea of where the year needs to go. And as unexpected changes happen, you can shift things around on the calendar, but not planning it at all tends to result in chaos, low growth, lots of stress, things like that. And so we have some other resources that I can point you to help plan your marketing calendar better. But really it comes down to the fact that there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big consumer pushes in the year that you have to hit, right? I think these are self-evident to people. And then there's a bunch of other initiatives that we can backfill the rest of the year with. I have a big resource for evergreen initiatives I can point you guys to. You can do updates to existing products. Like this is the Apple model, right? They don't come out with a completely new phone every year. It's just the new version of the iPhone with feature changes and updates and things like that. And we do that with clothing, right? You can do it with almost anything. People don't think that way, but it's like, take your product, get customer feedback, change the stuff they don't like, add some stuff they're requesting, and you have a new product that's exciting for people to buy. It's exciting for new customers to buy. The fact that you're changing it shows that you're a company that cares about the customer, and you can monetize both new customers and existing customers with those product updates. You could do discrete new product releases, right? Like again, to use the Apple example, when they come out with the Apple goggles or whatever they were called, come out with new laptops, iPads, other products, AirPods, all the stuff they've come out with over the years. You can do product collabs with other companies. These can be really successful for both giving your customers something new to buy and pay attention to, and also exposing your business to other companies. And then you can backfill with like cultural and national days, like Ice Cream Day or whatever else it is. And then moving down the pillars from there, most businesses are just kind of shoveling money into ads, and then kind of what happens. But really by formulating a really clear strategy for what you're trying to get new customers to do and what you're trying to get repeat customers to do, you can accelerate both the rate at which you acquire new customers, the amount of money they're spending, and then the rate at which they come back and give you more profit into the business so that you can scale. And realistically, this is where most of the scale comes from, is that repeat customer strategy. This part of the business funnel is mostly just about acquiring customers and liquidating marketing costs, right? Now, if you're a company that has an item that can only really be bought one time, then your job is to make this part of your strategy just as ruthlessly efficient as possible, because you're playing an arbitrage game. How much can I buy attention for or get attention for via organic media, and how much can I get them to buy that one purchase, right? And that's a fine place to be in. You got to make the best of where your business is at now. But I would say that any business for long-term success needs to identify a valid repeat customer strategy, whether that's through product updates, line extension, whatever it is, to get your customers coming back and buying again. Again, I wanted recurring revenue at Barbell Apparel, and we tried a bunch of traditional loyalty programs, and the progress they made was so incremental that I decided to just scrap that idea and come up with something new. And so we sell subscriptions to store credit packed with a ton of benefits. I launched it, and it went off to a slow start, but we just kept at it. And over the years, we've gone from single-digit members to hundreds of members to 1,000 members, and now it's a huge part of our company's strategy and a ton of revenue that just hits the bank account every month, no matter what. And people told me it wouldn't work, but guess what? It did. You can think about these things creatively and identify ways to build out a repeat customer strategy that works well for you. And again, we'll go more in depth on this in future resource videos. And then the last thing I'd point out is expense optimization, right? No matter where you sit within the organization, if you're an owner, if you're an executive, if you're an e-com manager, the P&L is something a lot of people don't like looking at, right? Because it's stressful, it's messy, it can reveal a lot of weakness in the business, it can reveal a lot of stress in the business. But really the way I would think about it is, instead of looking at the P&L and expecting perfection, every month we should be in the practice of looking at it with a critical eye and saying, okay, where can we save money? Where can we make more money? Where can we eliminate expenses, right? If this is something we don't have to have, if it's not contributing to revenue and is not contributing to getting new customers and is not contributing to a vital core function of the business, right? It's just something that's nice or something that's convenient. I would seriously consider eliminating that expense, because it's hard to make a profit, and everything you can get off the line item expense-wise will directly contribute to more profit. Likewise, if we identify expenses that we do have to pay for, See if there's a way you can make them cheaper. Can you negotiate the rates down? Can you find a different vendor? Can you do something creative, like, find labor in another country, find manufacturing somewhere else, find a different type of packaging, find a different shipping provider. There's a ton of stuff you can do to optimize the expenses you do have to pay. And most people just, set up something once and then kind of forget about it and never look at it again. But I'd say at the very least, you should be looking to optimize your expenses at least biannually, or monthly or quarterly if you have the tolerance for that. And then lastly, I'd say the thing a lot of people don't look at as well is like revenue optimization. And that has to do with, okay, like we're charging X amount for our product. Have we tested those prices? Can we raise them? Can we create a structure on our website that encourages people to buy more products, add more things to their cart, buy things like pay for shipping instead of getting it for free, buy shipping insurance, buy returns insurance, buy add-on products, do post-purchase upsells? All of these things can make your business just run a lot more profitably and make the business profitable, scalable, more easy to run. So that's the 10-minute pitch for the Pillars of Profitable E-commerce. Again, I have a 45, 50-minute video on this whole thing. So if you want to watch that and discover more in-depth coverage of these various pillars, click the link below. I hope you find it useful. Again, let me know in a DM, email, comment, whatever, if you did. Thanks, guys.